welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another WARNO match. I have myself as 6th, arguably the worst division in the game, on the right side. And I'm showing my deck now. And on the left side, we got 11th as my opponent here. I might even pronounce that. It's Emxrn. Anyway, I don't have this deck, sadly. I couldn't grab it for some reason. But let's go over deployments really quick. I'm opening up with $2. Give me some type of denial of his air superiority. Opening up with 3 255s going north with 2 recon squad, the better recon squad here. This is the one with the simp rifle, satchel, and SMGs. They're going to go all the way to here. And we got tons of recon just spreading out along the map, going to this building here because this is the one spot we can actually beat people to against an airborne deck. And then I'm just also deploying some recon down to this location to, scout what's going on. I got Conkers going to that skyscraper over here as well. 2 CVs, one going north, one going south, and then 2 50-point Mi-2 URNs. These are things have autocannons and some rockets. My opponent, on the other hand, let's go look at his deployment, opening up with plenty of just everything. A lot of chassier paras, or deploy airborne, pretty much. A lot of them. A lot of Milans. We see a lot of Milan 2s coming in here. A lot of AA 20 mils. Some Milan ATGM carriers. And he's also bringing in a wave of 4 reservists with a CV coming up in the reserve. He sees deployment very conservatively. He's not going for the side. He's actually going to go for this location. Anyway, let us kick it off. I thought, my theory was he was going to attack this side. Like, that's very common. Usually people can get to this point before players get to this area. So a lot of guys attack Foxtrot pretty effectively. But, I wanted to get some AA out. I want to get sufficient AA to pretty much punish him for using any of his aircraft because we all know 11th has some nasty aircraft. So that was the plan. You see it's also got para SAS in there as well. Just got 1 VRLA 20 mil just to prevent me from killing him. And then he's got some just normal AA in there as well with the Mistrals. Another VLRA for deploy AA going up over there as well. But I had no interest in... I knew that he had these, so I was going to play very conservative with these things. At least they're very cheap though, 50 points a pop. And that's relative to his is 40 points a pop. So... it's crazy. These are 40 points, but like they're airborne deployment. But I'm pretty sure in other decks are 50 points. Kind of interesting. French bias, maybe? I could be wrong about that, so take that with a grain of salt. And we can see action already beginning. He's rushing me into this location. See how I'm beating him there, even without airborne. I'm about to unload right now. In 2 seconds. Fire a shot. I kill that. He's driving up to me. Didn't realize I could get up here this fast. Makes a fatal mistake. Loses a squad. He loses these 2 squads too here, not knowing the players can get here. These are 2 spots that many airborne players think they can get there. And I beat him there. Unfortunately though, one of the chassiers does survive over here. With another one over here. Plenty of pair SAS. Annihilating this off-clear unit. So you can see him getting just chewed apart. But again, he did pay for himself by killing a squad. And then this guy definitely paid for himself, killing an additional squad. 2 squads. About 80 points. Bucks getting the positions. You can see them buying an Mi-2 over here with some propulsion makers. I'm going to deploy them very conservatively back here at these buildings to prevent any breakthrough. And I also don't want to get too close to his AA that I suspect is in this general vicinity. We can see I'm getting my CV up now over here. Bring up some of my recon a little bit closer to the front. I see that he's not capitalizing any airborne rush. We see a CV rushing back now to this location. He's buying millions of reservists. 10-man garbage squads. Garbage. I really don't know if they're really worth bringing at all, just because I know they're 10-man. But like recon can do what they can do cheaper. So, luckily I do land there. Almost get taken out by his helo. And I'm buying my first command tank to help support down this flank. 270 point to T64 BVK. Driving up. T55s over here. I'm going to start spraying them out. Put 2 here, 1 over here to prevent any pushing from this location. Moving my CV into the zone now. You can see he's getting his CV in there. Buying myself a Tunguska. I'm going to try to go down low altitude so I don't get knocked out right here. Buck tries to fire. It does miss, unfortunately. I'm going to buy some supply for that Buck in a second. Comes back around. Buck tries to fire again. Misses. Buck's reloading. He does kill my MI8 on the retreat though. Tunguska engages him. Get a nice hit on him. Doesn't kill him though. sadly. This Tunguska needs to rearm here. You can actually see they've modeled it so the ammo disappears as you lose it, which is very cool. Very few games actually do that. Buying some shoots in here just to screen myself, start pushing this area. I have eyes on some of his ATGMs over here. We can go to my perspective. So you can see what I can see. I can see his ATGM here with a reservist. I knew that there's an ATGM somewhere in this building as well. One of these two. Usually these airport buildings usually carry them. And that's going to... And yeah, I'm going to start buying the new artillery that was added to this division. This fires 5 rounds per salvo. Has an auto loader. It's freaking hella strong. 152 mil. One of the very few SP artillery that I utilize. And the thing is with him is, we'll see what he can see. So he can't see anything. He has no idea what I got over here. He has no understanding. However, for me, I have tons of visual of general idea where he's at. And I got this recon right here, literally like giving me cartridge shot at everything. I'm going to buy the next tick. I'm going to buy the next heavy artillery piece. I'm going to start picking off key positions here. Over here, though, nothing too crazy going on. I'm moving up my airborne meta squads, which are 8-man. They should do pretty well against chassiers. So I do have the... yeah, I think they're going to annihilate with the chassiers. Chassiers should not win this engagement. He's going to retreat this engagement. I'm also vetted up higher. He decides to try to rush me into the building, but I guess he didn't know there's another squad here. Getting double the firepower now, cut out in the open, and now a tank fires on them, going down. Really no shot. Supply gain to the buck over here. Still got some helos just hanging out in reserve. Second artillery piece is now arriving onto the front. We got Jaguar AT rotating around. He's trying to get that T-64 that I have roaming around in my rear. Probably the only unit he can see on the map. Moving up some SAS. He's even moving up his AA helo. I'm moving up my Tunguska to deal with the AA helo. We're going to bait him in to chase me down. Tunguska takes an engagement. Oh, and he does go down. AT's coming in. I do smoke myself off. He goes for the Tunguska, though. Gets a clean hit on Tunguska. Sadly, I was really upset about that. That really does suck. Over here, a little bit slower action going on. We're seeing a waves of those forces coming up. Reservists. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Ridiculous amount. Got one of the supply, or sorry, one of the transports. So more reservists. 4 more. Just unloading them everywhere. Trying to get some hits here, taking out some of his transports. That's 40 points already paid for itself, pretty much, with that squad being killed too. Reservists are just going to flee in the face faction. Already starting to fire some shots. I'm going to fire one of my artillery here at the Milan. I'm also going to fire at this blob that I can see because of this recon right here. Unfortunately, it does spot my recon in this position. Artillery goes out. You can see how effective these pieces of artillery are. Already doing good damage on the Milan. Milan is 75 points. Milan dies. Unfortunately, it doesn't move though, so I missed the rounds here. Got another Jaguar AT going in from my BVK here. Gets a nice hit on me, it looks like. He does. I do kill him though with the buck. It's a nice bombing run on me and kills the helo, sadly. I try firing some missiles here with the MiG-31 coming after him. Sadly, it looks like he gets away with it. I'm going to retreat now. Mirage is coming out. No big deal. Got some emotions of fighting these reservists. They're really trying to kill these SAS though. So, luckily my tank didn't die though, so I'm repairing it, moving it back. I'll buy another Tunguska. Artillery is trying to find new targets. Aiming at the reservist. Aiming at this VRLA, trying to kill some of his AA. Buying some mortars now for himself. Nothing over here. He's just playing a nice defensive line over here. He has no real interest in fighting me. We keep putting rounds down on him. These things reload fairly quickly. They only have a reload time of 55 seconds. So you can fire pretty much every minute. Pretty good. Aim time is very little too. Artillery rounds are going out. A nice hit there. Already doing 2 damage. Panic him. Not killing though. I didn't have correct shot in these rounds. Putting down some rounds, just doing damage to these reservists. You think they need to buff artillery a little bit? Just do a little more. Especially in buildings. Oh, there's a blob of reservists coming at me. Seeds coming in. I have all my bucks turned off. I turn off all the guns here, but I'm going to turn on the surface-to-air missile, which is not radar. Infrared. Miss. I'll turn on both now. Nice. Hit on him, and now he's going to retreat. Out from the zone. No big deal. Looking for more targets from artillery. I'm going to go for the reservists in this building right here. He's moving across to fight the off-galere. Not good trading for him. Got some more armor coming up. My first next wave of 3 T-55. A is coming up with another recon squad. Artillery is going to go out right now, trying to hit this position as best we can. See, we're unloading on this reservist cell in the open. Not looking good for him. BVK is also ready to go. Unfortunately, he does move out of this position. I do change targets though. Fire over here. Trying to hit that building, see if there's a Milan in it. See, man, it doesn't do a lot of damage though to buildings with squads. We routed him right there with a direct hit. And he retreats from the building. Over here though, we got a big force coming up. I'm moving my Mi-24 to kill these reserves. We're all in a blob together. He made a miss micro. Tank right here, just blowing out rounds. Got more tanks coming in, more Fallschirmjäger coming here to help fight this engagement. We got a Mirage coming in right now. I do have a buck though that has radar turned off because I'm slow. Turn it back on now. And he goes down to the buck with the help of that MiG-31. And now all these reservists are going to be in a world of hurt with all these things coming in. Artillery 2, aiming at new targets. I was going to aim at this. But I believe I do change targets in a second, being that they're actually not that effective to kill these things. Now we're going to fire rounds out. Mirage coming in. There's Bucks though, ready to go. He kills my helos. They've already dropped off their payload. Artillery coming in. Did kill one of those squads at least. Make him flee the building, but now he's in big trouble. And he surrenders there. Just trading 2 negative there. You can see there we're trading 1 point, almost 2 to 1 here. 11th is being worn down. I've killed a lot of his reservists. Killed already Mirage, 2 Mirages already. And we already killed one of his AT planes already. We killed all of it. We killed a decent amount of his SAS. Killed already in Milan. He just wasn't doing too well there, and he decided to give up. You can see that anything really traded well? Not really. Everything kind of went negative. This Mirage 5E, probably the only thing that paid somewhat for itself. But that was it. And we had air, you know, just air dominance. So he just like, he knew the grinding game he was going to lose, so he just surrendered. Anyway, thanks for my opponent for playing, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what divisions you want to see, and I'll see you guys around.